Gets me through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Fitzy Fridays. Fitzy Fridays. Da, 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 da. Fitzy Fridays.
Back for 2025. It's a good news story. Welcome, Ryan Fitzgerald.
Fitzy. Jody, Hazy, I've missed you guys. I've missed you. And don't get me wrong, I mean, having 6 weeks off is pretty good over the break, but to get away from the family, far out. High five, everybody. We did it.
Oh, no, you're supposed to keep those thoughts to yourself, though, aren't you? But everyone's thinking it.
You know what? Dropping the kids off at school the other day, I did feel a little bit bad that the car was still moving. But and I think you guys have been talking about this week. But I said to BJ, "Are you excited to get the kids back to school?" She goes, "Yeah, I am, but now I've got to do lunch boxes again." I think she's already ordered the canteen. Like, this is the first couple of days back.
Well, that's if your school's still got a tuck shop. They're nicking a few of them off, aren't they?
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Did you ever have crumb sausages? We had crumb sausages and buttered rolls for 40 cents. Just a buttered roll for 40 cents. And I used to love them so much.
Yeah.
I used to put the crumb sausage in the buttered roll, and that was it for me. And then you'd get 50 cents worth of choc buds, which were 50 choc buds, and the Nippy's iced chocolate. Oh yes, please. So that was such a good process.
Oh, it's just the
Good
small
old
things
days.
before life got super complicated. Hey?
Yeah, and super dangerous, and that's if you play netball, Fitzy. Just to paint a bit of a picture, Jody's sporting this ridiculous giant moon boot. It looks like a big Reebok punt. What's happened is she's broken her foot playing netball, and what came from that was finally a breakup between Jody Oddie and netball.
I realised the relationship had become quite toxic, and you know when you stick in a relationship far too long, you should have cut it short ages ago, and I haven't. Yesterday I had to do it. I had to cut it cold.
Jode, this is going to be tough for you because you tell me as well it's not about the netball, it's the social issue as well and getting blind after the game. So it is hard. Do you know what? I think that's the biggest thing when you break up with a sport and you hang up the boots or the bib is that it's the social, being around the girls or the guys and not talking about that game. I used to love those moments.
Yeah.
You guys have been talking about breaking up with things during the week. I know, Hazy, you've been talking about your skinny jeans. Don't do it, mate. Like, you've got to hold on to I tried on a pair of bootleg jeans the other day. Do you remember that era in the early noughties where Jet and the bands Jet and the Strokes were wearing bootleg jeans and everyone was going, "This is awesome." I tried on some the other day and I vomited down the front of myself.
Thank you, Fitzy. Based on that, absolutely, I will not throw out my skinny leg jeans.
So you guys know I collect my band T-shirts, but I'll never get rid of that. I love my band T-shirts. You know the one, this is, not many people know this, but I still collect calculator watches. I've got to give it up. Yeah, because some of them are actually worth quite a bit of money now. Some Seiko and Pulsar watches that I've got. I've even got one, Jody, and the only way that you can use the buttons is that it comes with that tiny little pen that you would use to hit the buttons. But see, now everything is in your Apple Watch.
Yeah.
I mean, your heart rate, you can check your sleep, everything's there, but I don't think that the days of the pulling out the pen and using your calculator watch are necessary.
Yeah, but
You missed out, Jones.
No, but honestly, in what situation, Fitzy, do you find yourself going, well, I need to calculate the acute angle on this intersection between...
I know.
When are you using it?
I know.
Hey, Fitzy, before we let you go, we got to mention, do you love a good music festival? Nice day to go to the club 2025. That's in your backyard, Port Noarlunga Footy Club.
It is. It's February 22nd, and if anyone's keen, it's a great day. We get about 2,500 people there, and it's a brilliant day. We have 15 bands. Regurgitators, our headliner this year. Yeah. There's some old bands there. Tumbleweed, a great South Australian punk band. Where's the Pope? I know, Jode, you're the Bearded Clams fan as well. They're playing. They're great. Ruby Fields will be playing, and then we've got some great punk bands, Civic Clam, These New South Wales. It's going to be an awesome day. So if you want to go along, Feb 22nd, it's brilliant. Go to Daybed Records, go to their website, and you can get the tickets there.
You'll find Fitzy at the gate with his calculator watch adding how many people are coming in. 2, 4, lyrics. Fitzy, thank you so much, and welcome back for 2025. We love you.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Fitzy. All right, let's get into this song. This is the Bearded Clams on Nova.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Yeah, it's the time just to be a little bit more risque, you know. Just sort of shake it out before we straighten up after 7 o'clock and start paying people's bills.
Yeah.
And I really like in 2025, Jodes, you've really taken it upon yourself to really own this space.
Thank you.
And be yourself.
Yeah.
So well done.
Well, the thing is, yesterday, for 10 News First, I covered the story about the elephants at Minato Safari Park, and I have so many questions.
Yeah, they're interesting characters, elephants.
I have, and given you're from a farm in Beckham, New South Wales, I thought, who better to answer my sexual elephant questions than Andrew Hayes?
Because from a population of 64 people in Beckham, of course, I know everything there is to know about African elephants.
Yes, of course.
Or are they Indian elephants?
Asian, actually.
Oh, right, Asian elephants. Well, sorry. I'm not across the Asian elephants.
No, but I'm sure that you are across the insemination process between animals, how you artificially inseminate.
No, why would I be across how animals mate?
Well, I presumed you would be, because you have no other area of expertise. So, anyway.
I have 3 kids, but that's with a human.
Okay. All right, so this is what's happening right up at Minato Safari Park. There was one elephant up there. Her name is Burma.
Burma, that's such a classic elephant name.
Burma's been there since November. She needs some friends. So the plan is to get 5 elephants in total. There will be 4 girls and 1 boy. Yesterday...
Ooh, okay then. I'll see what's going on.
If I was to plonk you in a bar with like 5 girls and 1 Andrew, how do you reckon you'd go?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've sort of had my fair share of elephants over the journey, I will say. It's 6:40. Can I say that?
I don't know. Anyway, Permai arrived from Perth, travelled for 40 hours across the Nullarbor, had this pimped up, what can only be described as a luxury crate, had air conditioning, it had like elephant-sized kitty litter, it had all like a little treat chute. She was sedated the whole way and slept standing up. How good's that?
Wow.
Oh, wouldn't that be an awesome human trait to be able to sleep standing up?
Is that a fun fact that blew your mind? That elephants can sleep standing up? Because so can horses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
See, I didn't
Really
know
cool.
you'd be handy in this space.
I'm more familiar with horses.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
They're sort of similar.
so Permai arrived yesterday and they were introduced to each other. And guess what they did? They bloody locked trunks.
Oh, that's actually really
they went like
nice.
that, and they locked trunks. And then things escalated a little bit overnight, as things do with elephants.
Yeah.
And have a listen to the man in charge of the elephants at Minato. So have a listen.
This morning was even better because that's when they actually kind of were sniffing each other nice and gently and yes, I won't say what I was about to say, but sniffing each other in good ways.
And then this. And then this. Wow.
Mate, they're 2 girls.
Oh, sorry. It's 2025, Joes. It's 2025. Anything's possible.
I think what he wanted to say, there was a bit of butt sniffing. That's what I think. You know how dogs sort of around that area.
Yes,
But he
yes.
stopped short.
Yeah.
So anyway, my question to Minato Safari Park is, are you going to try and breed these guys? And 2 of them, so Burma and Permai, are past breeding age. I hear you, sister. They are done.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're tapped out. But there is a bull over in Perth who is essentially, I guess, having its male period at the moment.
Sorry, can I just jump in for a second? You call the male elephants bulls?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
Teaching him something.
Wow.
So he's over in Perth. They have to wait for him to calm the hell down before they can chuck him in the luxury cart and head him over the Nullarbor to Adelaide.
What do you mean? He's on his male period.
Have a listen to this.
He's currently in must where he's got elevated testosterone. It's like 60% higher than normal.
I reckon you're in musk sometimes. Sometimes I come in here and I go, you try and sniff me, and then I'm like, oh, God. And then you're moody, and then you're all over the shop, and you need to calm down. I'm like, Hazy's on must again.
Yeah, no. What? Yeah, that'll be right too. Joey turns up late. I'm angry.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, he's on must or whatever it is again.
Yeah.
No, I'm pissed off because you're late. Now, let's hear from our elephant expert, Jodie Oddie. Who's thought that was coming? It's such a prominent title.
Isn't it? My question is, and we're just talking about the plans for potential reproduction up at the Monarto Safari Park. So this is the plan. So the boy elephant, Putramus, he's over in Perth at the moment, right?
What a guy.
He's kind of essentially having his male time of the month. So he's a bit antsy. His testosterone's up 60%. So
Sure.
he's in no position, not mentally or physically, to jump in the crate and come over to Adelaide. They're waiting for him to calm the hell down. But my question is, his job, he's part of a reproductive program. His job is to service a couple of the 4 female or the girly elephants that will be there.
Yeah.
He's already fathered a calf.
Excuse me very much. Do the ladies know about this?
I don't know. by way of artificial insemination.
Oh,
and that just got
bit of AI.
just got my brain going to, how on earth do they do that? Like, I know how they do it in humans, but how do you do that with an elephant?
Okay.
It was very perplexing to me. Like, did they take Putramus and put him in a room and shut the door and give him a Playboy? I don't understand.
Just sort of wait and see what happens. So we'll give you 5 minutes, mate. See what happens. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere. Are we getting somewhere? Yes, we are.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
And I'm just going to go straight through it. Our next topic gives me the chance finally to play this on Nova. Yeah, the chats. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about Smoko, Jodes.
Kmart has called for the end of the traditional smoko break, arguing that no one smokes anymore, basically. I mean, they're going to the Fair Work Commission, and I'm sure that's what they're going to say when they do their presentation. Hey, no one smokes anymore.
Yeah.
The end of the smoke break is nigh. Now, you used to see, particularly around the city, around smoko time, just groups of 5 or 6 all congregated. What is the smoko break traditionally, like every hour? Do they give you one?
I think it was. So when I used to work at a pub when I was 19,
Yep.
I think this was the Greenwood Hotel in North Sydney.
Yeah.
And I remember amongst the other non-smokers, we would be angry because they were entitled to a 5-minute break per hour.
Yeah.
So if you're there for 8 hours, God knows what that adds up to, but it's a lot.
Yeah. And it's almost being rewarded for having a raving addiction. You know what I mean?
100%.
What about people who just like Tim Tams? You don't get a Tim Tam break every hour.
What
do you?
about if you're addicted to Candy Crush?
Yeah.
5 minutes on Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Who can stop after 5 minutes? So that's a problem.
What about if you're addicted to Temu? Don't get 10 minutes every hour for that, do you?
Yeah, no, 100% you do not. What if you're addicted to Jagged?
Okay, mate, that's too far.
So this isn't official, and I don't think it's in the contract, but Jodie has a 5 to 7 minute Jagged break each and every hour whilst on air. Good for you, Jodes. Well done. Good stuff. Nice balance.
I'm on Jagged. Leave me alone.
Producer Flack. So you were telling us off air that you used to you basically fueled a smoking addiction to try and get ahead.
I loved the smoko break. I was a smoker for 10 years. I'm very glad I'm not
Were you?
anymore. Yeah, I was pack a day.
What?
I would hate to imagine how much that would cost me a week.
Well,
Yeah.
hang on, $50. So $50 a day, 50 times 7 is $3.50 a week on cigarettes you'd be spending.
Yep,
packet a day.
I was a packet a day, but it was a great networker. And I'm not trying to advocate for smoking because it's not very good, but you would go out for a smoko break and there's general managers and CEOs, and it was a great way to meet people higher up. So essentially,
Yep.
I was giving myself lung cancer to get ahead.
Yeah, how's
Yeah,
that worked
wow.
out for you? You've
How'd
ended
it
up
go?
as the EP of Jodie and Hazy.
I'm taking years off my life for nothing. Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke.
Worth the emphysema? Oh, anyway, let's leave you with this. Oh, that felt good, guys.
Well, Hazy, I think we've all been absolutely stunned to see the pictures coming out of the States. A commercial airline colliding with a Black Hawk chopper. It went down. 60 passengers are presumed dead and 4 crew as well as 3 crew aboard that chopper. Just absolutely stunning scenes. Let's cross now to Washington with 9 News US correspondent Jonathan Kersley. Jonathan, what an absolutely horrific accident.
Joe Hazy, thanks very much for having me on and to talk to you and the listeners about what is just an awful tragedy, something that will be known as the tragedy on the Potomac for years to come. It is the worst aviation disaster in America in more than 15 years. And as I look over the waters of the Potomac River, which are freezing, there is still ice sheets on them. It is the middle of winter here, and the crews are still at work in what is now a recovery operation. The flashing blue lights on the boats remain there, and they have been there for hours. The wreckage remains in the water, both the aircraft and the helicopter, and they are pouring over trying to find the black boxes now, the crucial pieces of evidence that may well answer just how these 2 aircraft managed to be in the same point at the same time. We've been told that they were both on what they call a standard flight pattern, yet that doesn't explain how they managed to collide into each other. Donald Trump, in a wide-ranging press conference at the White House earlier today, indicated that the Black Hawk helicopter may have had a pilot problem. At the same time, he suggested that what he's calling diversity, equality and inclusion hires may have contributed to something going wrong with the air traffic control system. I mean, it's just extraordinary. He's made this a political fight on a day of absolute tragedy. We're starting to learn some more about the victims, the pilot, the first officer on board, the figure skaters who were on board the plane from both America and Russia. But this is a tragedy of unimaginable proportions, and now there are 67 people feared dead.
In a situation like this, you feel like you need stability from your president. He's the one who's throwing out theories and throwing out these things that are
divide,
probably causing panic and anarchy.
Yeah.
Has he gone too far too quickly before there are any firm answers in the investigation? Last night, he said that this was avoidable, but it shouldn't have happened. Today, he essentially repeated those lines, but then seemed to change where he believed the blame may well possibly lie. We are now learning also that the passenger aircraft was asked to change runways at almost the last moment, and we are learning about problems too within the air traffic control system. So there are certainly huge amounts of questions over what was going on at air traffic control. Why wasn't the military helicopter able to pull out or make a manoeuvre that could have saved lives in this instance? And there will be people pointing the finger of blame. But right now there's families of 67 people who are mourning the loss of loved ones. They've recovered some of the bodies from the water in the early hours of this morning, and that recovery operation is going to continue.
Jonathan, I know, as you say, it's very early days and it's hard to tell, but my mind goes to the passengers and what they would have gone through in those last seconds of their lives, and you can only hope that it would have been a quick process that they wouldn't have seen coming, right?
Flying on a passenger aircraft, many people do it plenty of times a year. In the United States, millions of people travel across the scores of airports right across this country. This is a very busy airport here. And again, for all of those souls on board, it's just horrific to even fathom what their last moments would have been like.
9 News US correspondent Jonathan Kersley, we really appreciate your time on what is going to be an incredibly busy and horrendous day for you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on. Always good to talk to you and all this.
Let's talk about maths. And I mean, right from the start, there was a certified villain, and that is Tim, who's in a relationship with Katie.
Oh, you might remember from the other night, and we'll get producer Zoe to really drill down on this, but he married Katie and then was like, got caught off camera.
Yeah.
If there's such a thing on maths as off camera. No, you're never off camera. You're always on camera. He was like, she's not my type. I like short, petite and blonde.
I'm like really embarrassed that you've put me through this situation.
Yeah.
She's not hot.
Says
what you didn't hear as well was him like, oh, you're not going to use this audio, will you? And she's like, no, Tim, you're fine. You're fine. Keep going, though. How do you really feel?
Yeah. So anyway, he's escalated into the quintessential villain, hasn't he, Zoe?
He has a little bit. Also, this man is 39 with a nose ring, just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where the criticism's coming from. But they were having a chat, him and Katie, last night on Maths about what's going to happen because she was clearly getting bad vibes. And she said, I don't want to treat this like Tinder. I don't want to be half-hearted with this. I want to give this a solid crack.
Yep.
And so he said, what would you like to do today? And this is how it unfolded.
What would be your number one thing you want to do today?
Should we strip off nude and run around the forest?
You do it and I'll just put the blinds up.
No. No, Tim.
She was obviously kidding. Have a laugh. Try and get to know this woman. Why is the go-to being a
Just be nice. Just be nice to her.
Okay. So let's just knuckle down on these words because words are very important.
They are.
Okay. So do you think when he does his next media engagement that he will try and wiggle his way out of this by saying, I was saying put the blinds up, as in let everyone see,
I can look at
not
this
put the
gorgeous
blinds
woman.
down, because obviously you'd say put the blinds down if you're trying to hide someone.
No, he will not, because he has said he is refusing to do any media. He has come out and said, it's only 1 week in and you've painted me in such an awful light, I refuse to engage and do any media.
Well done. That's going to help. Great approach to the media.
How very dare that man think that he's going to go on a wholesome, honest, morally, just completely clean show like Maths and feel like he's been portrayed in a bad light.
Yeah, I know. Poor Tim.
Oh, that's okay.
Someone wiped the snot from his nose ring. Give him a pat on the back.
There you go. That's the latest instalment from Maths.
Dirty cash, I want you.
Whoa.
Dirty cash, I need you.
Oh my gosh, let's just peel the curtains back ever so slightly. What just happened there? A pen went past my face.
Well, you were being a smarty pants for a start, so the executive producer decided to peg something at your head, and it was fair enough.
Could have taken my eyeball out.
Well,
Watch out there,
I think
producer.
that's what he was hoping for.
Oh my very goodness. I can't even remember what he said. No, I'm just joking. He said, make sure you say that Ryan Fitzgerald's coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, and your look was, I'm not an idiot. I know
I was
how
like-
to do my job.
Yeah, I know. But I always stuff up, so he has to remind me. Anyway, it's a fun little game we play. Should we do this? Let's see if I can press the right button here.
Battle of the Bangers.
Oh, what a beautiful little spot this is, Battle of the Bangers. It's a chance for you, the listeners, to choose the music, and it has been ever so tweaked for 2025, Jodes.
Well, it has. I'm going to try and summarise it. Basically, we get a random year generator and it lands on a date. We're given a selection of 6 songs, and in the voice style, we sort of turn our chair or yell out our names when we want that particular song.
Yeah, we don't know what the song's going to be,
No.
and once we say yes, we are committed to the song.
Mhm.
And if it's the second song and you love it and you commit to it, it doesn't matter what the third and fourth song is, you are committed to that second song.
It's like Too Bad, So Sad.
Yes.
You already made your decision.
100%. You dug a hole, now fill it. All that sort of stuff. Jodes, you selected this banger from 2006. Bit of Bob Sinclair. It's nice. It's a good song. It's up against my boy, Niles Barkley. This was my selection. I think you're crazy. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
It's Bob Sinclair versus Niles Barkley.
And the way you get the win is you jump on the socials, the Jodie and Hazy Instagram page, and cast your vote. Now, the man who is in charge of that and deletes all the negative comments so I can't see them and lose all my self-esteem.
He does such a good job too. Sometimes he comes in and he's sweating. He's like, I'm exhausted.
Oh, dear.
It's a 24-hour job.
I've been up all night just hitting the delete button.
Yeah.
Now, how do we go?
I can tell you the winner this week won by twice the votes of the loser.
Oh, that's very degrading. That's not a confidence boost in round one, is it?
Okay, well, I mean, you're up against the 2-time Battle of the Bangers champ. So.
Versus the no time champ.
So our first winner for season 3.
All right, should we give you a little drum roll?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
It's Jodie Oddie.
Oh, that's boring. You always win, Jodes. Congratulations. So, what were the votes?
90 to 45.
Exactly half.
Oh my gosh.
Bless you, doll.
First edition of Battle of the Bangers. The music chosen by you is Bob Sinclair, Rock This Party, an absolute anthem from 2006. Enjoy. It's Nova 919, Jodie and Hazy.
Let's go!
He's an NBL winning champion, but with a very different team.
Sydney, the NBL 22 champions.
Having made Adelaide his home over the last few years, he's led from the front as captain.
From close range, adds another 2. 28 in the game now for Vasiljevic, and he's loving it, and so are the fans.
One of our faves from the Adelaide 36ers and easily our favourite DJ. Please welcome 36ers captain, DJ Vasiljevic.
On the day of the game, if you don't mind, good morning, DJ Vasiljevic, skipper of the Adelaide 36ers. G'day, great man.
Good morning. How are we?
We're good. More importantly, how are you?
Excited, obviously, last home game of the season.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not. And we're making a good push for the playoffs, but I'm excited for tonight's game.
Do you know what, mate? That itself is remarkable, given where you guys were a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there was a massive change off the back of what we've heard. There was a few sort of crisis talks, probably led by yourself, given the captain. Mate, what happened? What was said? What sparked change?
Yeah, obviously I spoke with our general manager, Matt Weston, and he kind of organised the meeting, but I believe with the amount of talent we've got on this team that it will go to waste if we don't even make the playoffs. And to put everyone in check, everyone's accountable now. That includes the physio, the coaches, all the players, the GM, the owner. Everyone's in check now that if anyone steps out of line, we're allowed to bring you in and you can't sook or do anything of that. So, but yeah, no, it was a good meeting, and ever since then we were 6-2. We're the number one defensive team in the league.
Cop that, physio.
Yeah. Physio's in the corner going, I'm not playing.
I'm just
I'm just trying to rub your calf. So is it my understanding that sort of in that meeting, everyone sort of decided, let's check all our egos? Is that right?
That's one of the things, but it's like, if you've got a problem with anyone, just let it rip now. Like we're not under 12s. It's not a participation award. Like, we get paid to play the game of basketball and win a championship for the city. So
theoretically, DJ, if we were to hold a crisis meeting in here and I was to ask for someone to put their ego in check, could you facilitate it, please?
I mean, if you want me to, yeah.
Do you know what? If DJ says it, I reckon the message might sink in as well. Yeah. Montrezl Harrell, we haven't seen, not just at 36ers, we haven't seen an import like this in the NBL for quite a while.
And for those who don't follow basketball, this guy is like as NBA and as rock star as it gets.
You guys have regular lunches at Jarmer's Kitchen. Yeah. We were having lunch there
coincidentally.
Yeah. And you guys cruised in, and then Big Trez, the big monster, came in, and I reckon he had about 10 kilos of chains around his neck.
Yeah.
And he had the glasses on. And usually if someone's wearing glasses inside, you're like, oh, what's going on here? But when Trez does it, you're like, that's cool.
That's a flex.
Yeah, I mean, that's just him. Like, wears his glasses. We make a joke that he's got his all our salary on his neck with the chain. But no, that's just who he is.
Mate, can we get to know you a little bit more? Am I right in saying you're a pretty big Port Adelaide fan?
Yeah, I am. I'm very close with a few of the players, like Will Rioli, Zach Butters. We both went to the same school, back Smash Grammar.
There you go.
Ollie Wines, I played against him. He was year 12, I was year 9. We played at a country comp in Shepparton.
Wait, you played basketball?
Yeah. Ollie Wines used to play basketball.
Did he?
Yeah.
What position was he?
He was more like that. He was a point guard, but you could tell he played footy because he was real aggressive and pushing people around.
Bulkiest point guard of all time.
He did beat me in the grand final, but he did foul out. So
right,
you could tell basketball wasn't his sport. But yeah, I'm just good friends with most of the guys over there, so it's pretty cool. And they come to a lot of our games to support us, and we do the same for them.
Mate, before we let you go, I've said this morning, and I hope I'm right, but I need to check with you. DJ Vasiljevic, treat the J like a Y.
Yeah.
DJ Vasiljevic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're Serbian, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's interesting to me is that Hazy has no idea of the English language and now feels like he's some sort of expert in Serbian.
I
mean, we did catch up for a good coffee yesterday, so I think he's close to being fluent, in my opinion.
A 30-minute coffee with DJ, and now you're fluent in
That's
Serbian.
all it takes. That's all it takes. Also, mate, we need to mention just how generous you are. You've brought in a family pass to the game tonight, and these tickets, you guys sell out absolutely each and every week. I reckon if it was a 20,000 seat arena, you'd sell it out tonight as well.
I think so too, and obviously being the last home game, and we're pushing for the playoffs, so if we make it, I think the demand will be very high. So
very nice.
13, 24, 10, your best pronunciation of Vasiljevic.
Mate, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in on game day, and hopefully we can speak to you more regularly because you guys are flying through in the playoffs.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.